Man's back. Another video. 3 times in a row. You already know what's going to happen. This is What If Naruto. I forgot the what if I'm doing. When Rogue, part 3. I know I just forgot it, but still, you know what I mean. Man's back in that. What you saying? Man's kind of gassed. Man came back from school and man's walking around. I'm gonna do somewhat else. Like walking around, you know what I mean? Like the phone is there. I'm gonna be walking around the room and like, right in front of it, we're listening to some anime OSTs and that. What you saying? Anyway, what did we leave off? Let me check. I remember. So basically, we left off with Naruto and Tsuki about to start the sparring session in that. First time in that. Anyways, Tsuki activated 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Yes, 3 Tomoe. Anyway, she then looks at Naruto, trying to blitz him. She goes as fast as possible, body flicker and everything. Naruto, of course, saw this coming from a mile away. Was able to dodge and punch her right in the face. Anyway, after he done that, Tsuki went flying. She wasn't expecting Naruto to react that fast, but she should have expected it. Since this is Naruto, someone who was able to take the bells away from Kakashi, something that her and Sasuke couldn't do together, which just shows that they're leagues apart. Anyways, Tsuki's getting ready for the next attack until Naruto comes right in front of her, about to finish the fight. Naruto then uses the Rasengan. Yes, Naruto stealing them scrolls and that. I never mentioned which ones he saw. Naruto found the Rasengan scroll. Don't ask how. It just exists. Anyways, Naruto Rasenganing her right in the chest. No. Revamp. Right in the stomach. She was getting ready to attack until Naruto blitzed her without even looking at her in the eyes, not in the face, nowhere else. She's just looking behind her. Anyways, looks forward and just slaps the Rasengan into her stomach. Annihilated, destroyed. More words, please. Something, yeah, but anyways. Sorry, I don't got no vocabulary, yeah. Annihilated, destroyed, eradicated. There we go. Easy. She got eradicated. 2 moves, 2 hits, easy win. Naruto annihilated her. Of course, she realized that she needs to get stronger. Okay, maybe I should tone myself down. Anyways, let me sit down and do it properly. Alright. So basically, now, Naruto, of course, being able to pretty much destroy her within 2 moves. Tsuki was out of the fight. She could barely move, and Naruto then actually used his water, or his Keke Genkai, to actually heal her, and told her that this fight should have never happened in the first place. He should not even accepted. She's too weak, and she needs to get stronger, especially if she wants to even pair up to him, or get on the level of Naruto right now. But Naruto right now is leagues apart from her. And anyways, there's still 2 more weeks until their first ever C rank mission. They don't know about it yet. However, she starts training even harder. She starts stealing more scrolls, learning more jutsus, unlocking 1 new chakra nature, actually unlocking wind release, something that Naruto already had. And she started learning more techniques, combining 2 techniques together, just like Naruto did. However, you need to master the 2 chakra natures before doing that. Naruto had years of experience with the 3 chakra natures that he has that he can use together. However, she has no experience with wind release. She might be close to mastering fire release, but however, it's not mastered yet, and she's nowhere near mastering wind release. And so, once she tried, she just exploded herself with her freaking jutsu. Naruto saw this, and actually, for the first time, kinda looked worried a bit. Tsuki saw that Naruto was worried for her, and said sorry for worrying him, and Naruto said, "Worry? Not really. If I let you die here, they'd just blame me. Anyways, go home, you've had enough." Naruto then looks onwards as she goes home, and realizes that Naruto is getting too soft, and so he wants to cut himself from her. So it's been the last week of training before the mission, and Naruto hasn't been talking to Tsuki at all. Tsuki thought that she was getting closer to Naruto, however, no. Naruto does not want to leave any connections to him, to anyone in the village. Before he left, Naruto is planning on leaving soon enough. He doesn't want to stay in this village any longer. And anyways, Naruto, of course, who continues his training on his own, meditation, and the Naruto just keeps looking and laughs at Naruto for even trying to take more chakra from him. And yes, Naruto's actually trying to learn how to use that technique. However, the Naruto gives him a piece of advice. Naruto nearly died using that technique, and he tells him that he needs to get much stronger physically, mentally, and to get stronger physically, he first needs to have more experience. Second of all, he needs to train even harder than what he's already doing now, and he needs a goal. Naruto's goal right now is literally just escaping the village. It's nothing to do with power, nothing like that. Naruto just wants to be strong enough to survive in the outside world, which he still doesn't know how it looks. Anyways, of course, Naruto realized that Kurama was right. And so, the next week, Naruto asked for a C-ranked mission. The Hokage was more than happy to give it, especially because he knew that Naruto was able to take one of the bells away from Kakashi just on his own. And so, he knew that this team was more than ready enough because Naruto was able to do that. He's already Chunin level, and his team is pretty strong since Sasuke now has nearly the 2 Tomoe Sharingan. He's really close to unlocking it, while Tsuki has the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and they have Kakashi as the team leader. Of course, now the Hokage does not know about Naruto actually knowing all these techniques and all this. And also, one more thing, Naruto during this time, he actually unlocked the fourth chakra nature, and that was Earth style. Naruto has now Wind, Water, Lightning, and Earth. Of course, he's missing the last one, which is Fire Release, and that technique is going. Well, that chakra nature is going to be a lot harder for Naruto to master since he has no experience in it. However, he could just ask Tsuki to help him unlock it. However, he does not want to go that far. Naruto does not want to have Tsuki as someone who teaches him, not because of pride, but because he wants nothing to do with anyone in the village after he leaves. Anyways, now Naruto and Team 7 get ready for the next mission. Naruto, however, does not stop training. Tsuki actually comes and sees Naruto train, and she got motivated to train. Even though she was going to take the day off, she actually started training with him. Anyways, now Tsuki asked for a second sparring session, and Naruto said, you know, this one will be our last one. And Tsuki asks why, and Naruto says not to worry. Anyways, Naruto is planning on leaving very soon. In fact, after this mission, he wants to leave straight away. However, of course, Naruto will have to understand really well how the world works and all the amazing ninjas that are out there. Rogue ninjas who are ruthless. For example, Kisame, for all he knows, Kisame can slice him up. And anyways, he also knows about some rogue ninjas from the Leaf Village. For example, Orochimaru. Another one, Itachi Uchiha, who is very overpowered since he was able to take out the whole entire Uchiha clan on his own in one night, which isn't true really. The Fugaku didn't fight, he just let himself get killed for Sasuke and Tsuki here, and also Obito helped. Anyways, now Naruto, of course, beginning the sparring session, but I actually wanted to end the fight real quick using body flicker, which Tsuki was actually able to react. Naruto actually had the smirk on his face, said, finally, a challenge, you better not die. Anyways, Naruto then finally tried. He realized that Tsuki won't be anyone easy to beat at this point. She has trained hard enough, and Tsuki's a prodigy. You could say she's a generational prodigy pretty much. She's basically like a Minato. She learns fast, she has the Sharingan, and she has motivation. She has motivation to find out why Itachi did it, and also to get on the same level as Naruto and the Hokage. Her dream is to become the Hokage at this point. She has realized that the Hokage does a lot, and during her missions, she realized how much work the Hokage does and what the Hokage means. Everyone feels safe once the Hokage is here. She, even herself, would feel at danger once the Hokage is gone. If the third Hokage wasn't there, Tsuki would be scared because any village could attack them. Anyways, of course, she did her research, the Hokage being the strongest Kage to this day, and even in his late ages, like bro, my guy is like 70 at this point, like for real, like he's too old to be the Hokage, to be honest. However, he's still the Kage and still the strongest Kage out of the 5 Kage at the current time. Anyways, now Tsuki actually counterattacked while Naruto was still mid-air. He wasn't expecting Tsuki to counterattack that quickly. She did a spin, she did pretty much a side flip, and she span around with fire surrounding her. and she actually kicked Naruto, and Tsuki finally learned how to use fire without using any hand seals, just like Naruto did. And yes, she was able to actually scorch Naruto right in the arm, but Naruto actually healed off with his water and actually looked at Tsuki as an equal right now. Naruto realized that Tsuki is pretty much just on his level, just a bit more training, and maybe she could be just as strong as him, or even stronger than him at this point. Naruto, realizing this, actually laughs and says, well, well, I guess it wasn't that bad to allow you to train with me. After all, you finally became stronger, and now I can see that I have a rival. However, our rivalry won't last for too long. And Tsuki was confused and asked, what does he mean? And Naruto then says not to worry. And of course, Tsuki then just says, you always say that. You make me worry. Anyways, Naruto then just looks onwards and realizes that this fight will not be easy at all. He will have to try a lot harder than usual. And anyways, of course, now Naruto actually blitzes Tsuki by actually kneeing her right in the stomach, and she was not expecting it, and just saying this is still mid-air. And anyways, of course, she at the same time used a different technique of hers. She actually wrapped Naruto around with, well, wrapped her metallic thread around Naruto without him noticing. And of course, Naruto did not notice until the last second. We actually noticed it because of the shining of the moon shining off of it. Well, the moonlight shining off of the metallic string, and realized it. But by the time he was right in front of Tsuki snapped her fingers, and Naruto actually caught on fire. Of course, she actually used pretty much the same exact technique that Sasuke did in the original against the Orochimaru, you know, that fiery string thingy. Anyways, now, of course, Naruto wasn't expecting it and actually got pretty scorched. It was hard to actually, it's impossible to escape this. However, Naruto found it pretty interesting that Tsuki was actually able to do something like that. And so, of course, Naruto was extremely impressed, like, I mean, extremely. And he actually congratulated Tsuki on the strong attack that she put against him, or, you know, she did. And anyways, of course, Tsuki was happy with herself. However, the fight was nowhere near ending right now. And anywho, of course, Naruto and Tsuki continued their fighting in taijutsu, and Naruto adds lightning release on himself, and by now he hasn't fully mastered it. However, he's actually gotten a lot stronger with it. And anyways, of course, it wasn't going to be easy for Tsuki to win now, especially because Naruto is not as weak as one thinks he is. Well, of course, the villagers think that Naruto's weak, as always, because they don't like Naruto, first of all. But anyways, of course, that doesn't matter here. And Naruto is a lot stronger than a lot of people think. And even Tsuki wasn't expecting Naruto to be this strong, especially because she mostly thought that Naruto was strong because of his ninjutsu and all those things. However, Naruto was not only strong because of that, but also because of all the training that he did and all the techniques that he knows. Naruto has a lot of techniques up his sleeve, and to finish off the fight, he actually decided to use the Rasengan on Tsuki, which Tsuki was not expecting. And of course, she got hit by it, and yeah, it was not a really nice scene to see, because Tsuki completely got destroyed. Tsuki's body was actually burning as she fought Naruto, and Naruto, realizing this, actually then said, "You damned idiot. Every time you make me worry." And for the first time, Naruto actually has been worried about someone, like literally, and he actually started healing her. And of course, Tsuki was actually kind of embarrassed that, you know, Naruto had to heal her, and Naruto does not like people, she knows that. And anyways, of course, Naruto and Tsuki got a bit closer thanks to this little thing, or the thing that happened here. But anyways, of course, Naruto wasn't really too fond of Tsuki because of this, but he actually did find it weird that he actually was worried for someone like Tsuki. However, this didn't mean that Naruto liked anyone in the village right now. It still means that he does not like anyone. First of all, because he still wants to leave the village. He's not planning on not leaving the village only because he healed someone. And anyways, of course, now wait 1 second. Sorry. Anyways, Naruto was actually done with today's training. His fight against Tsuki was more than enough of training for today. However, of course, Naruto wasn't going to stop there. After Tsuki actually left, Naruto continued his training on his own. Naruto was just faking it because he didn't want to train with Tsuki anymore because he's had enough of her, and it was just getting to his mind that he healed someone even though he doesn't like them, or he doesn't like any of the villagers in the first place. However, he still decided to heal someone who he is not fond of. But anyways, of course, that just goes to show that Naruto is starting to change, and even the Naruto saw this, and he was kind of weirded out by what just happened. Is that Naruto really, he would do that for someone? Wow. Anyways, now of course Naruto does not like this, especially because he can hear what the Nine Tails is thinking. But anyways, now of course Naruto, who actually continued training, increasing his physical strength and everything. Of course, after that, he was done with his training. It was 2 a.m. He goes home and heals himself while he sleeps, and the next morning he actually plans on how to escape the village. Of course, Naruto was actually planning to leave his team behind and just escape, leave the village as soon as he could, especially because he does not want to stay anymore. He's had enough, and this was the turning point. Naruto does not want to stay in this village, especially because Tsuki's starting to piss him off, since it's actually getting to his mind at this point. Like, why is he like turning out like this? Before he used to hate the villagers, and now he's helping one train, and he's actually, of course, not only training her, but he actually gets worried about her every time she does something reckless, which is not something that Naruto usually does. However, he did it, and it's weirding him out. And plus, anywho, of course, Naruto was not going to be able to escape this village as of right now, especially because Kakashi is there. Naruto would have to do this when no one's looking, pretty much. And anyways, now Naruto, of course, actually meets up with his team, and this time Kakashi wasn't late for the first time ever, and it was not late for this mission, of course. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto and Naruto and Team 7 actually began the mission, and Naruto actually did notice the puddle, and he found it weird because he trained pretty much every single day, and really, how could they have rain? Well, how could there be a puddle when he hasn't seen it raining in the past however long? And anyways, now of course Naruto and Team 7 do notice this. Every single one of every single member of Team 7 notices this, and it was kind of weird at first, but Naruto didn't find it too weird because there are ninjas out here, and was expecting someone strong, or someone who was going to attack them. He wasn't really expecting no one to be there. But anyways, of course, now Naruto, who actually continued the mission with his team, actually sees the two demon brothers appear, and he was ready to fight them, and so he actually does. And anywho, of course, Naruto, who was actually fighting them on equal terms of as in power. They weren't like, he wasn't overpowered or anything, but at the same time he didn't overpower them, which just showed that Naruto was weak. However, of course, Tsuki knew that Naruto wasn't even trying, and Naruto was fighting on his own, by the way. Tsuki and Sasuke were just watching, and same as Kakashi. Kakashi was about to step in until Naruto actually used a technique which no one has ever seen before. Naruto, the ground below them actually started shaking, and it broke. Naruto actually made it so that the ground below them was actually crumbling, and yes, they fell into a hole which was full of electricity and wind release, so they were getting caught up and electrocuted, and of course he nearly killed them. However, Naruto actually let them live because he actually needed info on why they were here, first of all, because he still needed to act like he was going to do this mission as per normal. However, of course, he didn't really want to do it. He didn't care about them. He was going to let them out as well because they are like people. Well, he wasn't going to kill them. However, of course, since he has to act like he's not suspicious, and plus, from what they've seen, his personality is more ruthless than anything else, and so they actually acts ruthless. And after they tell them everything, Kakashi was about to say that they're going back, and Naruto actually kills them. Kakashi then says, "Wasn't that a bit too far, Naruto?" And Naruto says, "Listen, what if they came back and they backstabbed us? Think about it. Anything could have happened. Didn't you say yourself to be careful?" And even Tsuki was surprised that Naruto would do that. After seeing Naruto worry about her, she actually thought that Naruto had some kind of heart. However, after seeing that, she kind of went back on that and she thought that Naruto was still ruthless as hell. And anyways, of course, she still was interested in him, both romantically and everything. But still, after all the training, yes, Atsuki has started, developing feelings for him. But anyways, after all of this, Naruto and Team 7 continued their mission because Kakashi saw that Team 7 was more than ready enough. Sasuke and Tsuki did notice the puddle, however Naruto took them on because he was much faster than them, and so he believed his team was more than ready enough, and he did say that if there is someone that he believes that they shouldn't fight, he will tell them to stay back and they'll have to stay back. Otherwise, if they don't agree with this, they will return to the village and a different team will take this mission on. Of course, Team 7 said okay to it, and Naruto realized that this world isn't as easy as he thought. Even he imagined the outside world being pretty ruthless, but he was the one being ruthless right now, and he realized that there are people who won't have any mercy on him either, and so he needs to be ready for this. And if he sees a Jonin level fighter, he's going to try to fight him. Yes, Naruto will want to fight him because he wants to test out his strength right now. And anyways, now, of course, a few hours later of walking, Zabuza does appear, and here it wasn't Kakashi who took him on. Kakashi did tell them to stay back, however, Naruto jumped the gun and he was already in front of Kakashi, and he actually took the lead. Naruto attacked Zabuza, and Zabuza wasn't expecting Naruto to attack that fast. He wasn't expecting a Genin to be this fast, and he actually had to use the Executioner's Blade to block Naruto's kick. Naruto was using wind release to actually increase his speed. Naruto has actually learned that, and he was actually about to use lightning release to actually electrocute Zabuza, since the floor was kind of wet and he could have used it as a conductor. However, he didn't do it because he didn't want to end the fight too quick, but he didn't expect Zabuza to recover so fast from that kick. Even though he blocked it, he thought that it would startle Zabuza. However, that's not how the world works, or that's not how Zabuza works, and he goes straight for the attack, counter-attacking Naruto, of course realizing that if he doesn't do something quickly, he's going to get killed. And as this was happening, of course, Naruto actually gets out a kunai and uses his lightning wind blade, and he was able to stop Zabuza, and Zabuza was actually impressed by this technique, and he's like, interesting, someone who can make a blade out of lightning and wind, very interesting. How about you join me, kid? You seem pretty ruthless. You'd make a great partner. And Naruto then says, you wish. I'm not going to join you. And anyways, now Zabuza then says, it doesn't seem you're too fond of your teammates, since you're not even caring about them. What if I attack them right now? And a clone of Zabuza actually appears behind Team 7, and Naruto sees that and doesn't do anything. He just stands still and says, do you really think Kakashi would allow it? And anyways, Kakashi was able to destroy the clone real fast, and Zabuza wasn't actually trying to kill them. He just wanted to see Naruto's reaction, and at this point Zabuza was confused. He thought that Naruto was someone who didn't care about anyone after seeing his look, the look in Naruto's eyes, and he thought that Naruto would be someone like him. However, he was mistaken. He thought wrong. That's what he thought. However, Naruto is a lot like him. He doesn't like anyone pretty much. He has no one to really care about. After all that happened to him after his traumatic past, Naruto has given up on everything. He just wants his own freedom. He wants to live as himself. He doesn't want anyone else to interfere in his life anymore. Anyways, of course, Naruto then actually leaps in for another attack, which Zabuza sees and says, "I've had enough. Kid, get out of my face." And as he says that, Naruto was actually able to dodge Zabuza's sword again, and this time he was about to slice Zabuza. He was actually pretty far, and he just sliced, and Zabuza saw that slice coming at him, and yeah, he was actually able to dodge it, with him actually being cut right in the cheek. And of course, he sees the ground and sees that the ground is electrocuted, and it was that slice was sharp. It could have killed him at any moment. If that hit anywhere near his neck, he would have died straight away, insta death. And anyways, of course, Zabuza's sword was kind of confused, but Kakashi says, "That's enough, Naruto." And as he says that, he takes the fight on, and in the end, the fight goes a bit similar to the original, how Haku arrives to save Zabuza. And anyways, Kakashi does say to Naruto that he needed to be more careful. He could have died multiple times there. If Zabuza was truly trying, he could have killed him at any moment. And Naruto says, "I'd rather die than going back to that damned village." And Kakashi then thought to himself, does Naruto not want to return? Is Naruto going to do something? And anyways, of course, Naruto wasn't going to do anything right now, especially because he pretty much gave himself away there. And so his plan went to smithereens. He could do nothing there. And Kakashi does keep an eye on Naruto, especially because they don't really need that 1 week break. However, they need a week break to regroup, and they may even need backup. And so Kakashi was thinking about it. However, then he thought, no, there's no need. The next time they see them, they're probably going to finish them off. And as in that, Kakashi was going to fight Zabuza and pretty much take him out. And anyways, of course, he still trains Team 7, and this time he actually only trains Sasuke and Tsuki. Naruto doesn't need any of his training, and he actually continues the training that he's doing on his own by actually developing a new Rasengan type, because he did read in the scroll that he actually found that the Rasengan is an unfinished jutsu, and he actually does find out. Well, he adds 1+1 and says, "Wait, can I add like a chakra release to it?" And he does try it. He adds wind release, which he has mastered, and he exploded in his hand. And when he first did the Rasengan, Naruto did have the Rasengan explode on his hand as per normal. However, it was much stronger than, well, this explosion on his hand, it was much stronger than the one that happened when he first was learning the Rasengan. And anyways, of course, Haku saw this explosion and came to Naruto, and still they kind of became friends. Naruto didn't really like Haku much. However, he can understand where Haku was coming from. If you do have a precious one, you would want to protect them. However, Naruto does not have one, and so he doesn't know how that feeling is, and so he will never be just as strong as someone who wants to protect someone else. Someone who has someone to protect, a person to protect, they will always be stronger than Naruto. However, Naruto has nothing like that. He has no one, and he will never have anyone, in his opinion. Anyways, and plus, Naruto has gotten used to that feeling of being lonely, and so he doesn't really care anymore. And he tells Haku that even if he had anyone in this world, it wouldn't really matter, because they would just be taken away, or they just leave him as per norm, as what usually happens. Of course, Haku then says, who knows, maybe once you have one, you can actually wait. I'm confused on what I'm saying at this point. Anyways, of course, Naruto just doesn't want to get betrayed again. After all, he thought that the villagers could start liking him. However, he was completely backstabbed by one of the villagers. He was doing nothing at all. He was actually being a good citizen, a good villager, until he was nearly killed. And so he doesn't want that to happen ever again. And so he doesn't want a precious one. He doesn't want someone who he wants to protect. He wanted to become just like the Hokage. However, after that experience, he's lost all hope, and he doesn't want to do that again. He doesn't want to go through that pain again. He's been traumatized. Anyways, of course, Haku then leaves afterwards because Naruto has to go. He has been he is being supervised, and if he doesn't come back by curfew, which he has been given one by Kakashi will come and take him back, and he will find him. Naruto knows that if Kakashi knows that Naruto ran away, or if Naruto doesn't come back by curfew, he knows that Kakashi will already know that Naruto ran away, and he will find him straight away because Naruto won't have much time to run, and even with his speed, he knows that Kakashi could outspeed him really fast, well, real quick. You know what I did there? Anyways, fast speed. Anyways, allow it. I'm not good at making jokes. And anyways, now Naruto will have to run away once Kakashi isn't supervising him and Kakashi lets down his guard. And anywho, of course he will do that soon enough because Kakashi only has a hunch. However, this hunch was correct, and so, well, he didn't know it was correct, but still kept an eye on Naruto. And anyways, now Naruto returns, and the next day, it's been a full week by the way, and yes, now the next day they actually go and just say Haku was actually there to take a walk this time. He wasn't there for any herbs for Zabuza. He was. I know some people may be like, wait, Haku was there for herbs for Zabuza's treatment. However, this time Haku was just there to take a walk. And anyways, now the next day, Team 7 actually goes, and Naruto doesn't wake up late, and so you could say that Inari and his mother die. However, Kakashi had a bad feeling on that day and actually left a clone back, which then it turned out that Kakashi was the one to save Inari and his mother from the bandits. Anyways, Naruto did not care about Inari at all, and of course it was actually Tsuki who changed Inari. Naruto really didn't give a damn. Inari could do whatever he wants with his life, and he doesn't care. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto and Team 7 arrive at the destination, and in the end they still do see Zabuza and Haku, and Naruto actually decides that he wants to take on Haku this time. He wants to see what kind of fighter he is, while Kakashi takes on Zabuza. Of course, Kakashi's and Zabuza's fight was a bit similar to the original, just that it was a bit harder on Kakashi, and it was a bit longer for Kakashi, since this time Zabuza wasn't injured. Anyways, now Naruto was fighting Haku, and he was having a pretty easy time. Haku was nowhere near as strong as Naruto. Even with the ice mirrors, even with Haku's speed, Naruto was just as fast, or even faster once he uses both lightning and wind release to make swift release pretty much. But anyways, now Naruto, who was able to take out Haku, he was about to kill him until Zabuza finally changed, seeing that Haku was about to die in this what if. Yes, Naruto was about to kill Haku, and Zabuza came in the way and kicked Naruto away. Of course, Zabuza then was about to escape. However, he had nowhere to go. Haku was injured. He was pretty injured too. And then Tsuki says, wait, everyone stop fighting. And basically, she said that maybe they could join the Leaf Village and actually be good assets to them. And not only will it increase their, power, since after the Nanto's attack, the Leaf Village has always been a crisis of manpower, and and even during the Third Great Ninja War, she did her research. A lot of Genins, a lot of students from the academy were promoted to Genin at a really young age earlier, even though they weren't ready. If they saw some potential, they would still graduate them. And anyways, of course, now Kakashi saw this as an opportunity and actually asked Zabuza, and Kakashi knows that Zabuza is strong. He's an S-rank ninja, and anyway, Zabuza actually accepts because that is the only way he can actually get out. And Haku thanks Zabuza, about to faint, and Zabuza says, "Listen, kid, shut up." And anyways, Haku just laughs a bit before fainting, and anyways, Gato's men appear and say that he'll just have to kill them himself, and if the ninjas get in their way, they will be next. And Naruto then says, "Oh well, I really did want to kill someone today, but I guess these guys are our allies now, and you're the only one I see who's an enemy." And anyways, Naruto cuts off Gato's head straight away and then looks at the bandits, and one by one he kills them. Yes, Naruto, one by one, he was going through them and annihilating them and actually having some fun. Naruto was kind of a psychopath there. However, Naruto was only having fun. Well, he was actually having fun killing them. He was actually just in pain. He didn't want to kill people. He doesn't like killing people. And anyways, now he was actually going to kill Haku. By the way, Naruto was only acting like that because he wants Team 7 to think that he's pretty much a psychopathic mad guy. Anyways, of course, he doesn't really he doesn't really like killing. And anyways, Team 7 finally finished their mission and actually returned to the village with two new members of the Leaf Shinobi Force. Basically, they become Jonins, and Haku gets healed. And anyways, Naruto then disappears again, and even Tsuki can't find him in his normal training grounds. Naruto's actually training in the Forest of Death at this point. Even though it's restricted, Naruto actually infiltrated it and started training there by killing the beasts there. And Naruto was getting darker and darker by the hour, pretty much by the day. And of course, one day Kakashi, Team 7 actually did meet up the next week, a week before the Chunin exams, and they were told about it. And Naruto actually saw this as an opportunity. Maybe while all the festivities were going on, Naruto could just escape, because everyone would be like at the stadium in the finals, and Naruto could just escape. He just doesn't need to win. And anyways, he saw this as an opportunity, and so he actually says that he will enter straight away. He doesn't need to think about it. And Tsuki of course wants to do it, and Sasuke of course wants to do it too. So Team 7 pretty much already submitted it. They didn't have like a deadline, they could do it at any time, and so they did it as soon as possible. And anyways, now Naruto and Team 7, who were in the Chunin exam, they were enrolled into it, and in a week's time they would meet up again. Naruto still continued his training as per normal, and for the first time ever, Naruto was actually able to extract enough chakra from the Ninetales. The Ninetales actually allowed it this time. He actually wanted to see how Naruto would just collapse again, and he would just laugh in his face by telling them that he's weak, taunting him. Anyways, of course, now Naruto enters KCM for 10 seconds straight, and of course, as soon as he gets out of it, Naruto's body is on the verge of collapsing. However, he was able to keep himself. He still stood up, and of course, he looked a bit like Whitebeard once he died. And even the Ninetales saw something in Naruto, and Naruto looked at the sky, just saying it was dark, and actually let out a battle cry. And this woke up a lot of the beasts and a lot of the nocturnal beasts and monsters. Well, not monsters, beasts were on the hunt, and they heard this, and they actually, attacked Naruto. And even the Jonins heard this, and Naruto, of course, being on the verge of collapsing, had to fight on his own. And this time, Naruto saw this as an opportunity to train even harder. He knows that this is pretty much going to be what's going to happen to him once he leaves the village. That's what he thinks. However, as long as he keeps low, nothing like this will happen. But he's a Jinchuriki, and he just a lot of demand for him will be going out, especially the Akatsuki wants him. But of course, if the other villagers find out, they will want Naruto. But Naruto knows that if he's a rogue ninja, he will be wanted by a lot of villages, and he will be in the bingo book, and people will actually try to bounty hunters. Yes, Naruto, of course, I'm just gonna give bounties to rogue ninjas, and of course they have bounties. I'm pretty sure a bounty hunter like Kakuzu, we know that there are bounties for ninjas. And anyways, Naruto knows that he will be hunted, and anyways, pretty much like a beast, like he's doing right now. Well, he was doing before. Now the beasts are hunting him down, and the Jonins that were actually supervising, and even Anko came, supervising around the borders of the Forest of Death. If someone wants to commit suicide, just run in there and just get annihilated. No, I'm joking. But anyways, of course, Naruto came here, and of course, not Naruto came in. Uncle saw Naruto pretty much annihilating every single one of them with just kunais. He wasn't able to use any chakra because Naruto was fully out of it, and he was just using adrenaline at this point. The adrenaline of him thinking, him actually having so much adrenaline from using KCM for the first time for 10 seconds straight kind of gassed him up a bit. But anyways, after Naruto slaughtered every single beast that he attacked him, of course, he just stood there, and of course, he was out of his mind, by the way. He was fully gone. He was pretty much fainted, and he was just standing there. And of course, they saw this, and he literally looked at Beard now. Whitebeard now. Naruto literally had the two kunais in his hands, of course, holding them, and just looking up to the sky, and just standing still, fainted, yes. Of course, Naruto wakes up the next morning in his home, and he realizes that someone must have took him here, and someone didn't kill him for the first. Well, someone didn't kill him, and that's the only reason that is because Uncle did it. The rest would have killed him. Uncle doesn't hate Naruto, but she's more intrigued by Naruto now. But anyways, now Naruto does still arrive in time for the Chunin exams, and they do go to their respective rooms. But that's where I'm gonna end off. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please stay safe. This was the King of Weebs, and don't forget to subscribe to my second channel. So don't forget to subscribe to my Dragon Ball channel, and also don't forget to go to the links in the description below to subscribe to everyone and support my friends. And also one more thing, follow me on Twitter. I mean, not on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. I barely use Twitter now, just a bit here and there, and Twitter doesn't really matter to me. Follow me on Instagram. Join the Discord server, and don't forget to use the codes in the description below to get your discounts on anything you want. If you go into their websites, Beautiful Halo and Lamty.com, you can get some good quality anime merch from Beautiful Halo and good quality lamps. I'm pretty sure I put a little clip at the beginning of the video to show of the lamp, and you can get yourself one of any anime you want. And yeah, take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs, and my ducklings, you're dismissed, and maybe a Dragon Ball wife soon. Peace.